there is a question I get asked the most, it's what resource pack am I using? And that is a complicated answer because I use so many different resource packs for my world, but I have good news for you. I'll show you the main one I use. Okay, first thing you want to do, go to Google Chrome and look up Vanilla Tweaks. And this is a website that lets you make your own resource pack or data pack or crafting tweaks. The biggest thing we're focused on is the resource pack for today. I may do separate videos about data packs and crafting tweaks. Go subscribe to keep in tune for those. But when you go into the resource packs, of course you can do any version from 1.11 to 1.21. And if I'm not mistaken, there are some textures inside here that are not fully updated to 1.21.6. So if you have a resource reload fail, that is probably why. Just go through and figure out what resource packs that you selected that are causing the issue. Most of the time, it's either like the wavy leaves, the wavy plants, anything that's wavy, or the twinkling stars. To quickly go through the options that I have chosen, I've got the black nether bricks, I've got cherry picking, the red iron golem flowers. I renamed the stem to log for the crimson logs. I got the colorful enchantments, the HD shields, ashless campfires, the animated campfires. There's a lot, so I'm gonna just scroll through and point out the ones that I like. For example, variated zombies. This one's always fun, but it does require the random entities texture or custom entity models or Optifine. And then bushy leaves, of course, that just adds the detail to the leaves. And clear water just makes the water a lot more just pleasant on the eyes, if you will. Over here, I chose the lower sides on all the grass, which it's worth knowing for stuff like the mycelium. If you hover over it, it says incompatible with mycelium sides or variated mycelium or dungeons dirt. So let's say I click on this, you'll get a orange box showing that it's not compatible. So if you got an orange box, get rid of whichever one that you don't want. Moving down here, we got variation. I just selected all of them except the variated mycelium because again, that just messaged with the low sides for whatever reason. And down here, I do quieter this stuff for the purposes of when I'm recording videos. It makes it better. You can select these if you want them. You don't need to select them if you don't want them. It's completely up to you. Down here for utility, this just adds some like easier to tell things inside the world. I just do the aesthetic stuff like unique paintings, the different stems, aged kelp. Again, that just looks pleasant. The hunger preview, that's just a useful tool. Sticky pistons, it adds stickiness to the sides, and the brewing guide because you can always use that. Oh, I forgot, visual honey stages is also another good one. I don't like the look of the cauldrons or the composter. I just like how natural the honey one is and just everything else here is. Down here we have unobtrusive, which rain and snow are two big ones for me. I sometimes do the scaffolding, but I got another resource pack I use instead of that. You can also do the unobtrusive enchantment glint. That looks decent. I'll also do lower fire, lower shield. Yes, the 3D bookshelves. The exact reason I don't do connected bookshelves. I just did everything 3D here, excluding the moon because I have the circular moon and sun. I prefer that over this, and I don't like the look of the 3D mace, and this is not compatible with animated campfires in the inventory, so yeah, that's why I don't have this selected. And for the GUI, you can do a couple different things. You can do a dark GUI, you can do a transparent GUI, you number your hotbar and stuff like that. Personally, I just keep the dark UI and I'm fine with everything else as is. There's also a slew of fonts you can go ahead and choose from. A lot of different crosshairs. And I always change my hunger bar. Every time I make a new vanilla tweaks pack, I change it to something different. I've done the steak. I think I've done potatoes. I'm now doing golden carrots. And then we move down here. You can change your hotbar selector. Of course, my channel color is purple and green, so I went with purple. I did green last update. Oh, and some of these things are new, like 3D bushes. This was not here in 1.21.5. This is a 1.20.6 thing. World of color. It changes the way the dyes look. I cannot live without this anymore because of the fact I'm so used to it. Now the enchantment glint, I do change it to the rainbow one because it's the most colorful and looks best out of all these. As far as parity goes, I prefer the bedrock explosion over the Java explosion and the bedrock piston arms over the Java piston arms. But you could use any of these and they all look decent inside of the game if you ask me. And then down here we have fixes inconsistencies from the item stitching on items to the redstone wire fix to just a whole couple different options you have here. But yeah, that's a quick run through of everything that Vanilla Tweaks has to offer. Let's go ahead and see if this pack works, and if it doesn't, It's because of some of the wavy stuff that I was talking about earlier. And there you have it. We now have vanilla tweaks installed, and it works for all the settings that we have. So that's good. They fixed that problem. With that said, there are so many other resource packs that I use, and I'll show you where I get them. I think it's also worth mentioning I use BSL for my shaders, and I have a shader pack settings file linked in my descriptions if you want my shader settings. Modrinth is a beautiful website when looking for like mod packs, resource packs, anything that makes your game better. And as InBetweenFates, I do have a collection of everything that I've been using, from anything I'm going to review mod wise, the different mods I use to run some of the resource packs and to make my game run better, and the big thing, my resource packs, which I used to have a link to my Modrinth stuff down in my descriptions of my videos, but I decided it was better just to make my own resource pack. So I took all my resources, all the ones that I really like, and I put them into one pack along with my typical vanilla tweaks settings. So now all of the resource packs you just saw on Modrinth are in one single pack. Go download that from the description, and as I add more stuff to my game, I will keep it up to date. But you know, if you want everything I use in my world all in one single resource pack, there you go. It's in the description of my video. And the biggest thing you'll notice is it's just a big vanilla friendly thing. It doesn't change anything too drastically, and it just adds that much more detail to your world while keeping it in that generic Minecraft vanilla feel. So yeah, if I get any more questions about what resource pack I use, I have a definitive answer of I use the official Fates resource pack. There we go. And from animated items like you see on my netherite stuff here, to the glass on my doors from vanilla tweaks, again vanilla tweaks with the 3D bushes, these 3D lanterns that look phenomenal, to these beautiful looking torches. Everything is linked in the description with the Fates resource pack. And as I add more stuff, I will update the pack and I'll let you guys know. The only pack that's not included in the Fates resource pack is fresh animations, because that's a whole nother slew of stuff that I didn't even want to touch. Plus, by having all the textures I do in this resource pack, I know when it comes to updating it to new versions, I don't have any of the stuff that breaks from vanilla tweaks. So this pack should be good across all versions from now to the future and to some of the past, maybe back to 1.19. I can't guarantee it'd work on 1.19, but you can try it. With that said, let me know if you're going to download the pack. Let me know what textures I should add to it. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one, and have a nice day.